Hey guys, Lee from the Glxy and we're here with a brand new video. So as you can see, today's video is obviously about the Nintendo Switch release. So instead of actually doing an actual unboxing, as you can see everything is already unboxed, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a showcase video about all the things I bought, as you can see already, and then what I think about the Switch and Breath of the Wild so far. So starting off, of course, we have the main star of the video, the Nintendo Switch. This thing is pretty freaking awesome. As far as Nintendo consoles go, I must say this is the highest quality console I've experienced so far from Nintendo. Of course, the Nintendo's Wii U, as well as the Wii, for example, are pretty good consoles. They're pretty fun, but you can tell it was kind of lacking on the quality, especially when you actually held the controllers. Now, in comparison to that, for example, the Wii U gamepad felt kind of flimsy. When you actually put some pressure onto the actual controller, you could hear it creak, you could twist it a little bit and all that. It didn't really feel the highest quality. Now the Nintendo Switch, on the other hand, it feels really sturdy in comparison to other tablets, so it's pretty much on par. You can tell it's really heavy duty. Hopefully you don't want to drop this thing, but in case you were to drop it, I think it could survive a few falls before any serious damage were to occur. Then next up, talking about the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are actually, as you can see, they're a little bit on the smaller side, but they're actually really comfortable to use. So I was actually freaking out because I was not able to pre-order the Nintendo Switch. You see a little bit how it works. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So I was kind of freaking out that I wasn't gonna enjoy playing Zelda as much without the actual Pro controller. Now the thing is, the actual Joy-Con controllers actually feel really good. They're actually really comfortable, and the Joy-Con grip actually feels pretty great. The only thing that feels kind of off is that the analog sticks and the actual buttons are on the smaller side. The analog sticks, actually, you compare them, they're pretty similar to the PlayStation Vita analog sticks. So they're not as small, but they're kind of in that general area. But they do get the job done. If you do wish to get the Pro controller, that's perfectly fine. I would say that's actually more on par. For example, like if you prefer playing an Xbox controller or a PS4, sorry, controller, then that's definitely the better option. Now, in terms of the actual suitability, it's pretty comfortable. I haven't had any cramps, so I have no complaints so far. It's pretty good. So then, next up, showcasing the actual Amiibos. Here we have Ryder Link. I'm actually impressed with the quality of the Amiibos. They've actually improved quite a bit from the standard Smash Bros. Amiibos. You can see a lot more details. They actually went all out. Of course, not as detailed as the first 4 figures in here I have on my side, which I'm about to talk about in a little bit. You have the back, which has good quality, good details. So next up we have Zelda. Quite a bit, so I'm looking at a little bit of room here. So then next up we have the massive Guardian Amiibo. Oops, gonna tie you with the little cables. So we have the massive Guardian Amiibo. This thing is freaking awesome. It's crazy. I mean, look at that. Look at the base and look how wide that thing is in comparison to the base. So yeah, what I actually like about the Guardian Amiibo is that you can actually mess around with its legs. You can actually position them however you like them to be. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool touch by Nintendo. Now, in case you're wondering, no, unfortunately you cannot turn the head. I did try to do that and it just doesn't work. So then last up we have the Breath of the Wild Link first 4 figures. This thing is freaking awesome. I definitely recommend getting one if you're a collector in general, or you're just a big fan of the Zelda or Breath of the Wild specifically. You definitely need to get this thing. This thing is freaking awesome, and it's a great collector's figurine. And then, of course, last up we have the actual game. So nothing special. I didn't get the special edition version. I'm a little bummed out, but still, it's a lot of fun. That's all you can really ask for, right? So then next up, I'm about to talk about what my thoughts and opinion are on the Switch so far. Alright, so as far as the actual Switch and Breath of the Wild go, I should have no complaints so far. Now the only thing is, Breath of the Wild had a day one patch. So far it does not address the actual issues with Breath of the Wild's, for example, frame rates, which is one of the main issues that some reviewers have had, in which when Link goes over heavy grassy areas, the frame rates do tend to drop when you're on the big screen. Now, I have no issues with that, but of course some people might not like when that happens. Of course, it would be much appreciated if Nintendo were able to fix that at a later patch, because I know, for example, Final Fantasy 15 also had some issues with frame rate drops as well, and those haven't been patched yet as far as I'm concerned, so hopefully something can be done in the future. Otherwise, it's not really a big deal breaker. The game looks freaking amazing compared to the Wii U version, so I have no complaints as far as that goes. Next up, neither the Switch patch nor the Zelda patch address the syncing issue. Of course, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it could not be game specific. I haven't had the chance to really test it out. But for example, Andre from Game Explain has shown, if you were to place something over the left Joy-Con, it does cause some issues or interference with the actual connection to the Switch. Since my living room, granted, isn't too big, I've had no issues with it so far. It's been perfectly fine. I've played around 5 to 6 hours with the Switch, and everything's been perfectly fine. Hopefully I don't jinx it after mentioning it, but so far I'm more than happy with what I've experienced. But of course, if you have a bigger living room, I could see how that could cause an issue, especially if you have people walking by all the time, or pets, or something in the way that could cause some interference with the Switch, such as, I don't know, maybe a bed sheet or something. Hopefully Nintendo is able to fix that in the future with a patch. Worst case scenario, hopefully maybe we get a revised version of the Joy-Cons. Of course, they're not that cheap to begin with, but if you can just get maybe a replacement for the left Joy-Con or something that fixes the issue, then I guess that could work out. Hopefully that's not exactly the way it gets resolved, but worst comes to worst, that could definitely be a workaround. So yeah, guys, that's all I have to say so far. If I come up with anything else, and if I do get the actual Pro Controller, I'll talk about if it's really worth it, now that I've experienced so much time with the Joy-Con grip. If there's really any major differences, if you really do need to get a Pro Control, I'll let you guys know in the future. So until next time, guys, see you later.